Hi guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another alcohol ink artwork for you. I did this piece for a colleague and dear friend of mine and her husband. They wanted to have a new picture to put on their living room wall to freshen things up a bit. So we decided to structure the artwork into 4 pieces that can be aligned individually. So let's get into the process of creating the purple circle. For the colors I used a variety of purple tones, some grey, a midnight black and metallic gold. I apply droplets of color to the Yupo paper and dilute them with isopropanol directly on the paper. I spread them out with my reliable, well-tried hairdryer and layer the colors until I'm happy with the design. So first one done and 3 more to go. I continue like that with all 4 pieces. I try to make the designs flow from one end of the page to the other, so that the papers can be connected to each other somehow. However, I try to differ each design so that every piece is unique. Here I had to fix some small mistakes and smudges. Be careful when you work with alcohol inks and do not touch the surface with your hands, as they can lift off the colors, or touch the colors in general, as they can easily smudge. Be sure to always use a fixative or finishing agent to prevent smudging. The first picture turned out quite dark, so I avoided to use too much black in the other 3 pieces. I liked this way better, as it made the designs brighter and not as sullen. I left them to dry overnight and attached them to the wood frames with some pretty strong glue. I spread the glue evenly on the whole surface of the wood panel. I then pressed the papers onto the sticky area with a baking sheet on top of the design to protect it. Be sure to press the paper from the middle to the outside so that you don't incorporate any air bubbles. Otherwise you get an uneven surface and the picture is not properly attached to the wood and could come off. After leaving that to dry for at least 24 hours, I trim the overlaying edges with the X-Acto knife to get a clean edge. I also leave the baking paper on top of the picture as long as I can to avoid dust and particles to stick to the design. Just be careful that you do not move the parchment too much, as you don't want it to scratch or smudge your colors. Now I start measuring equal parts hardener and resin for that nice shiny coating. I stir and homogenize the mixture for at least 3 minutes until it's completely clear. I then pour the resin onto my painting and spread it evenly. I make sure to distribute the resin over the edges and corners to not leave any gaps between the paper and the wood. I pick out and remove any dust particles from the resin with a spatula and pop the air bubbles with a torch. I repeat those steps for all 4 paintings and make sure that the surface is even and free of any dust particles or hairs. Always wear gloves when working with resin, as it is extremely sticky and it can be quite hard to get off again. And excuse my head popping in and out of the frame. It's best to look at an angle to see and pick out the dust particles from the resin. I I stacked some CDs to build myself a small tower to place the wood frame on. This way I have a level and stable contraption where the resin can flow off the edges. Otherwise, if I would lay the frame directly on the ground, the resin would stick the newspaper to the wood and that's a pain to get off again. So be sure that you leave some space and air between the underside of your painting and the ground. And now something very interesting is happening. As soon as I poured the resin on this painting, I could see a color change. So here you can see quite clearly that the greyish color is changing to a more greenish tone. I really liked it like that, however, spoiler, it won't stay like that. After the resin is cured completely, it turned back to a more greyish color again. This specific color from Octopus Fluids, called Shadow, consists of a mixture of colors. At certain conditions, like here varnishing with resin, it seems that the color reacts with the resin. This makes one of the usually hidden colors pop out and changes the color to appear more green. I was very surprised when this happened and thought I achieved one of those infamous happy accidents. Unfortunately, this effect did not last. Nevertheless, I'm super happy with the results. So after curing the resin for at least 3 days, you can see that the green is not as vibrant anymore and it's turned back to grey. And here you can see one of the arrangements, the purple circle. It's so shiny with the resin, I love it. It's reflecting the light really beautifully and you can really see the metallic gold. And that's the other arrangement, so the sign is spreading out. You can arrange it in many different ways, so I find this very beautiful. Thank you for watching, see you soon, tschüss and bye bye.